Another thing I did was I filed a contempt of court. In my contempt of court, a lot of this stuff is all much the same stuff that was in my comprehensive brief, word for word. A lot of it is word for word. There is a few things in here that are different than my comprehensive brief, and those few things are mostly towards the end. The first one would be plaintiff followed up with the defendant concerning a new daycare. Coincidentally, the daycare that plaintiff planned to sign child up for was daycare that okay, so this is about the daycare again, which was episode 27. Collected over $20,000 in SSI without ever notifying me, which is a violation of our custody agreement. That's in episode 28. You can see that in more detail. Defendant uses child's SSI to pay attorneys that are representing defendant in cases that are working against the child's best interest. I've already proven that for the year of 2021. I fought that entire year. Her mom had a paid attorney that entire year, and the judge still ruled in my favor based off of the evidence and the credibility of both parties. Bringing all this stuff to Judge Hill's attention for a second time. This is all of the evidence, and mind you, she has taken judicial notice in every one of these proceedings. She has stated that she was going to take judicial notice, and I will do a whole episode on all the times that she did take judicial notice. Line 75, CPS closed this case on May 31st after finding no current evidence of child abuse or neglect, Exhibit T. Defendant has no remorse and will stop at nothing to hurt the plaintiff, including reopening emotional scars in a child who has already been traumatized from abuse perpetuated by the maternal aunt. 87. Plaintiff has denied child to attend Camp Ability this year. This camp is a nonprofit organization who hosts a number of events for disabled. This is a weekend filled with so many wonderful activities for kids with autism, including therapy dogs, wheelchairs, accessible zip lining, fishing, archery, and so much more. Plaintiff has no reason to let her go to this life-changing event except that she is mad at defendant. Plaintiff has not participated in any educational or recreational activities outlined in line 5, paragraph 3 of our March 2019 custody order that states the party shall encourage the minor child to be involved in educational and recreational activities and will cooperate to ensure the minor child attends activities to the maximum extent possible. Line 90, these are the dates. Every one of these dates are dates that Christine Watson came out of the house and threatened me. And it was June 26th, July 17th, and August 14th. And I believe she was just mad because she had to quit her job, or she decided to quit her job so that she can be there to supervise Jasmine watching Sadia. This is when I filed my protection from abuse. And as you can see right here on page 92, I'm questioning Christina Watson about her employment. So the question was, you said you were a pharmacy tech. What was the last when was the last time you held that job as a pharmacy tech? And she says 2 months ago. And then she was, stuttering a little bit. And I said 2 months ago. And she's stuttering a little bit more on her answer. And then she said, when my husband was very ill. And I said, do you know the specific date when you stopped working there? She said, no. I said, okay. And what was your schedule when you did work, Monday through Friday? And Asanya, as you can see, Miss A. Watson, she yells, does that matter? The witness says, does that matter? She repeated what her daughter just said. And I said, yes, well, yeah, I would just like to know how the hours work. And she said, my schedule is from 2 in the afternoon to 1 in the morning. So I says to 1 a.m. and that was Monday through Friday. And she says, no. And I said, well, what days was it? And she says it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday. And then she says, so it was not when the exchanges was making, and then she was stuttering a lot. Although one of them exchanges, Wednesday, she might not have realized Wednesday what is actually an exchange day. And it is actually one of the days we had conflict on. So then here goes Miss Tunis, the attorney, saying he's fishing for evidence. I pretty much went through everything from the comprehensive brief and then all the incidences that happened after I submitted my comprehensive brief. That go from 69 all the way down to 100. This is all stuff that happened after I filed my comprehensive brief. So that would be the only new things added to the evidence that I submitted to Judge Tara Toohill. And I proved beyond a reasonable doubt that our custody orders were violated numerous times. And so when mom filed a contempt of court on me, and I had evidence showing that I was not in contempt of court, she ruled on this the same day. Now, when I filed a contempt of court on mom, and I have evidence showing mom is in contempt of court, and this is beyond a reasonable doubt, Judge Tara Toohill waits 7 months and then denies my contempt of court.